Welcome to Take 5. The Lord be with you this day. There is in the Old Testament a story that's very instructive and helpful for our present time. The children of Israel had been captives to the Egyptians for many years. They cried out to God for deliverance, and God heard their cry. He softened the hard heart of Pharaoh, the Egyptian leader, and he provided Moses to guide them and to lead them out of their slavery. And so as the Israelites were making their way out of Egypt toward the promised land that God said he would give them, there was a wilderness in between. They needed guidance. They needed help. There weren't GPSs or Google Maps available, but God gave them something better that we read about in Exodus 13:21. The Lord went ahead of them. He guided them during the day with a pillar of cloud, and he provided light at night with a pillar of fire. This allowed them to travel by day or by night. God going ahead of them must have given the Israelites great comfort in the midst of their uncertainties. What was ahead for them? What would happen in the wilderness? How would God take care of them? All of the fears, the anxieties, the uncertainties that must have overwhelmed them. And yet God promised that he would go ahead of them, and he gave a visible evidence of that promise in the pillar of fire by night and the pillar of cloud by day. It feels like we are in a wilderness right now, doesn't it? Lots of unknowns. Lots of uncertainties, lots of loneliness, lots of fears and anxieties. What will happen to us? All of the things that beset us now. What's the outcome? Lots of unknowns. And so we need God's guidance, don't we? We need a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night to go ahead of us. And God gives us just what we need. His word is a lamp for our feet, a light for our path. We listen during the day to all of the reports of what is being done to discover a cure or helps to overcome the coronavirus. And after a while, all of this begins to fill our hearts and overtake our minds to the point where we are overwhelmed. We need a break. We need guidance. And so we turn to God's word, a lamp to our feet and a light to our path. And there we learn of God's care for us, how he went ahead of us in the wilderness of this life through the death and the resurrection of his Son. Jesus went ahead of us to prepare the way for us. In fact, Jesus is getting our eternal home ready for us right now. And so our 5-minute thought for this day is that you turn to God's word as a lamp for your feet and a light for your path. Read the book of John. Read the book of Philippians. Go to the Psalms. And there you will find evidence that God's people did go through hard times in their past, but God guided them and brought them through because God always delivers those who call upon him. As you go through this day, take God's presence and guidance for you and the blessings that he has for you in your walk with him through his word. It will be for you a pillar of cloud by day, a pillar of fire by night. I want to share with you for our closing 5-minute thought the hymn, Guide Me, O Thou Great Redeemer, verses 1 and 3. Let this be our prayer. Guide me, O Thou Great Redeemer, pilgrim through this barren land. I am weak, but thou art mighty. Hold me with thy powerful hand. Bread of heaven, feed me till I want no more. Feed me till I want no more. When I tread the verge of Jordan, bid my anxious fears subside. Death of death and hell's destruction, land me safe on Canaan's side. Songs of praises I will ever give to thee. I will ever give to thee. The Lord bless you and keep you this day in his care.